William has brand new plans to radically change the British monarchy. But what are they? And as ever, more importantly, will they actually work in this present climate? Hi, good morning, Neil. Sean here. Nice to see you today. Hope you're all keeping well, as I often say I know, but I truly mean that. Nice to see you all as well, brand new subscribers. I know you're wondering, what have you signed up for, eh? Hopefully you'll enjoy our content and the channel, and of course the breaking news that matters to you and the stories that matter to you. As you know, I'm very big on making sure that we bring impartiality and of course bring you the stories that perhaps don't really get too much of a light shone on them from around the world, including those ridiculous woke ideas. You know, the ones about TV presenters that force you to tell their story and you think, I'm not really interested in your opinion, just read the news. What do you mean, Neil? You get on with it. I am. Okay, but back to your breaking story of the day. This story actually is a rather serious one because it all centres upon how Prince William, who will be one day our King of the Commonwealth and of course no doubt loved around the world, is going to have a rather tough sort of problem on his hands. This is all really to do with the recent tours that he and of course Sophie and Edward undertook to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty the Queen. Now, if you believe the mainstream media, you would have thought that these tours were absolute disasters, protesters at every single corner, which simply is not the case. But what Prince William is concerned about is that the way that they are reported, and wants to now know exactly how they can move this particular thorny issue forward. Now, the bigger problem is that this is, according to a very good source, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, has raised a couple of heated discussions with his father, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, because as you can imagine, Prince Charles, from a totally different generation, really sort of says to William that, look, you know, you're always going to get a backlash, presenters, that's part and part of the course. But William and Catherine really did change the monarchy, particularly during the pandemic. And that was all thanks to the digital revolution of things like Zoom, YouTube chats, speaking to groups. It really did resonate with the younger people because they tended to drop their titles and you were allowed to call them William and Catherine. Now, as you know, when Prince Charles is out and about, he doesn't really necessarily ask for formalities, but people obviously give him that. His Royal Highness, Sir, you get the picture. Now, William and Catherine feel that, you know, when you look at European royal families, this could possibly be the way forward, not just in the way that they market their good causes or the charitable events that they want to push forward, but simply in royal tours also. But for Prince Charles right now, he'd like to leave things as they are for obvious reasons, and possibly one being guided by our brilliant 96-year-old monarch, our gracious Majesty the Queen. Now, of course, moving forward in the future, and as Her Majesty often says, in the fullness of time, everything can be re-looked at and reworked. But William would like to see changes, more radical changes, happening right away. As he told a very good source, it wasn't a particular pleasant experience, some of the things that we did experience on those recent tours. And as Sophie and Edward returned back to our shores, no doubt to report exactly what went down and what didn't, it's a shame that the mainstream media focus on the negative rather than, as ever, the positive that our wonderful British monarchy do around the world. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.